Hello, thank you so much for joining me here on my channel. I'm going to be doing the Capricorn reading. I trust that those of you that are meant for this message will find it. As always, take what resonates, leave what does not, especially since this is a general reading. All right, we have the Seven of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. Queen of Wands. Six of Cups, the Star. All right. I feel that you either want to, or you just have, or you're about to walk away from a relationship. I feel that you're kind of building up your strength, or you're building up your power, but I feel that by walking away from this or seeing something for what it actually was or is, I feel that it empowers you. With the fox here, that can represent somebody that's being sneaky, somebody that's not being truthful. That's also what the Seven of Swords represents. I feel that I'm looking at the dog here, so I feel like that represents being loyal and being true to yourself, because the dog is looking up at this person, at the Queen of Wands. And I feel like it has to do with a relationship. Now, this can be a friend, a family member. It could also be a partner. But I feel that there is definitely some... Now, this could be deception within yourself, that you're trying to convince yourself that this relationship, like you're ignoring red flags and you're not really facing the truth of what's going on. But my first thought when I was doing the cards is that you've walked away, or you want to walk away from a relationship. But this helps to empower you, because I'm looking at this flame. By doing this, by this ending, this relationship ending, or you're moving on from it, maybe this person has left you, and you're trying to figure out, okay, like what's really going on here. But I feel like this is a move to empower you. And by doing that, by this coming out, I feel that this Knight of Swords is like, now you're ready to fly free. Now you're ready to take chances, right? Because this Knight of Swords is ready to walk off the edge, but this person isn't in fear. This person is showing how strong that they are. I feel that there's a dream that you've been wanting to pursue since you were younger, or since you were a child, or there's like this goal that you've had, and now you're set free in order to pursue that, definitely with this butterfly being here. And claim your independence with this cat here, and claim your independence and pursue those dreams and those goals that you've always had, that maybe this relationship has been holding you back. But also, it's very important for you to look at this relationship and what has it taught you. That's why challenges, this is just my belief, is that is why challenges come into our life, or things that trigger us come into our life, is because it's lessons for us to learn and to see, okay, what can I learn from this, and what can I change moving forward? So I feel that even though this has ended, look at it as a sense of empowerment for yourself, for you to pursue and to set yourself free, to pursue your independence, and to be that butterfly and come out of that cocoon that this relationship has been holding you back from, and to set yourself free and to go after your dreams and your goals with this Star card. And as I've said many times before, it's all about perspective and how you're seeing things and how you're looking at things. Celebrate. That's what I was saying. Is it's time for you to celebrate, even though this relationship has come to an end, or something has been revealed to you with the Seven of Swords. See it as that flame to empower yourself and to set yourself free and to celebrate it and say, I'm so glad that I've learned this. I've learned this lesson. I've set myself free. Definitely with that King of Swords coming out next to that. Bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Pentacles. So it's like a new beginning for you with that Page of Pentacles coming out. Let's see if there's any more messages for Capricorn. Is there any other messages that you want to? All right. I love it. I knew it. Okay. Yep. A new beginning. I love it. Okay, so we have, it's time to celebrate because you're analyzing and you're looking at this from a different perspective, right? That you're seeing that this is something that was not working for you, that this enables you to be that, to come out of that cocoon, to set yourself free, to restore hope within yourself, to claim your independence. And it's a beginning, it's a new start, right? With the peacock being here, it's like it's time for you to shine. It's time for you to come out of that cocoon and be that butterfly. Don't look back, right? There may be times where you're like wanting to go back to this because that's where maybe your comfort zone was, right? That you were like, oh, well, that's always what I've known. I've always been around this person, or this is always the way that relationships have been. This is your chance to set yourself free, but it's only up to you on, what it is that you want to do if you want to set yourself free from this pattern that maybe you have created. So don't look back, but also don't look back and wanting to go back to it, but look back and say, what can I learn from it? And how do I move forward, right, towards this 10 of Cups? And I love that, this 10 of Cups, because this 10 of Cups is right on the other side. It's right on the other side. And that's what we have to realize, is that when we have these challenges and you're going through these things, that this is what's empowering you. And on the other side is this. And then we have the bees, which represent abundance and fulfillment and like happiness, right? And especially with the 10 of Cups. Don't fall back into the deception, but you're also on this new path that you don't know. And that can definitely be scary. And that can hold us back because we're like, well, I don't know what it's like to be without this person or not be in this relationship, right? That you could, it's like, well, I've always, done it this way or that way, or this person's always been here, or I've always kind of trusted, even though I've seen these red flags. So what is it going to be like? Claiming your independence, that may be a different route that you're taking, but this is up to you, right? Because I always like the Tower cards, because that is something that is built on a false foundation, and it's time for us to realize that needs to come down with this Tower here. And that brings in opportunity. Don't look at what you lost, look at what's ready to come in for you, especially with this golden pear tree here. And then we have the Death card. This is a situation that it keeps going. All right, so I'm just going to do these last three. This is a situation where you're really going to show yourself how strong you are, right? How strong. Look at how big this lion is. This is very powerful, and then with this big chain that is here, not that this person is forcing this lion to go someplace. This lion is freely going with this person, and it's bringing that soft touch, and that there are things that you have to realize and that you have to walk away from that bring balance into your life, right? That you have to bring that balance into your life for yourself. And this is one of those times, as bringing that balance into your life for yourself and taking control within. This is your time, okay? This is your time. This is your chance. This is your opportunity. Even though this may be hurtful, this may be hard for you, this is your time to show yourself how strong you actually are. There's an ending coming in here, but again, don't look at the 3 spilt cups. Look at the opportunity that's coming in for you, the opportunity for you to grow and to become independent. I get so excited. It's like, yes. It's just like perspective. All right. Let's grab a wisdom of the oracle here. Perfect. No place like home is about you being independent and finding that strength within yourself. Look at the bottom of the deck. We have happy. It's about finding your own independence here. That's what No Place Like Home is it's finding that happiness within yourself, not looking for it outside of yourself. Yes, we can have relationships that bring happiness in. We can do things that make us happy. We can have things that make us happy, but ultimately it's about finding that happiness within yourself. You taking those actions and doing those things that bring happiness within yourself, finding it within you, in yourself, right? I feel like this one's kind of sticking out too. New life. That's why we have new life, a new beginning. Without a doubt, what I was saying with that butterfly and independence, right? With the cat here, all of these animals that are coming through here, with the kitty cat there. And cats are very independent, but they also have those people that they enjoy and that they like to hang with, but they hang with that person when they want to. It's about making those choices that are best for you, that work for you, right? If you want to hang out with that person, then you're choosing to hang out with that person. If you don't want to hang out with that person, then you don't have to hang out with that person. Peter Crone is someone who helped me incredibly watching some of his videos, especially when he's helping people and when people realize that the things that are holding themselves back are the words that they're telling themselves, right? That the stories that they're telling themselves he's absolutely amazing. And so I happened to be watching one of his little shorts yesterday, and he was saying about how that you have to choose what's right for you. If somebody says, hey, can you come help me do this? And you choose that, hey, yeah, that's something that you want to do, then you can go and help them. But if somebody says, hey, can you help me with this? And you're like, this really isn't good timing for me, that it's okay for you to say that's not going to work for you, that, you don't have to feel forced to do things. That when you start making those choices and decisions for yourself where you feel more in control, that it's something that you really truly want to do, you have this sense of empowerment within yourself because you're choosing what's best for you. But you're choosing it from a place of strength within yourself. The word strength within yourself. Because a lot of times we can feel like we feel obligated. Yes, we have to help, we help other people out. But I have a situation that I'm going through with personally, but I don't really want to get into it. But it's just like I had to make some tough decisions. I had to say no. I had to move on from a situation. It happens to be with a family member that I had to move on. And I've kind of alluded to it a little bit, in past readings, but I had to make some tough decisions. And society would say it's your obligation to, take care of that person. But it's when that relationship is incredibly toxic and it just takes away and drains you. Like, you can only do it for so long when you have to move on. But it's all like, again, choosing what is best for you. And we're all on our own journeys. And that's a big thing that you have to realize, is that you're on your own journey. You're on your own path. You're making your own decisions. There are things that you can follow that, learn lessons from other people, but it doesn't mean your journey is exactly like everyone else's. But the end result is this, like this 3 of Cups, happy, feeling comfortable in your own skin, making choices that are best for you, claiming your independence, right? Choosing where you want to spend your time, where you don't want to spend your time, who you want to spend your time with, who you don't. You have to make some tough decisions sometimes. So I feel like you're kind of there with this relationship, that you're having to make some tough decisions, but that's okay. Don't feel guilty about it. Don't feel bad about it. If this is something that is bringing in your 10 of Cups and you have to end something, then that's what you need to do. Look out for yourself. When you do those things and you make those choices and you empower yourself, right, with the No Place Like Home, then you start making other choices and decisions that work for you, that you start to create that home that gives you that comfort and that independence within yourself. It's a huge learning thing. It's a big thing, but it definitely makes a lot of sense. Like, just listening to Peter Crone, it just totally made sense for me. So, and bringing justice to yourself, right? That there are things that you have to walk away from, that you have to let go of, that you have to be strong about walking away from those things. But that's what brings justice in for yourself, right? That brings balance in for yourself, and to not feel guilty about it. And if someone is making you feel guilty about it, look at that relation. Are you making yourself feel guilty, right? Are you in your head and you're making yourself feel guilty about something? Why are you making yourself feel guilty about that, right? What are those words that you're telling yourself to put yourself in that position of feeling guilty about choosing the best choices for you, right? Is that what you've been taught since you were a child, that, you know, making choices for yourself, that's not really, like, you can't do that, right? That's what makes you feel guilty. It's like a whole thing. I don't really want to go down that. The reading could be like an hour long. But anyway, something to think about. Definitely check out Peter Crone. And I feel like it'll make more sense. I'm going to grab a couple cards from my stained glass tarot. I have to put the link to the cards down below. These are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. I haven't done a full reading with these yet. I'm still getting to know these cards. Ace of Cups, peace. Definitely, when I turned this over and I saw the dove there, peace, peacefulness, calmness, your cup is overflowing. And that's what this message is saying, is get to the point where you feel that your cup is overflowing, that not that your cup is draining, right, and taking away from you. This is coming to an end. You have an important choice here. You have an important decision to make. You have an important perspective to see here with this reading, with this message here. Guidance. I keep looking at the star card here. It's guidance and it's learning. All right. Let's grab one more here. Empowerment, King of Swords, right? King of Swords. So we have the King of Swords that has come out twice here, but I feel like definitely powerful, right? Empowerment within yourself and your thinking, because the King of Swords is how you analyze things and how you look at things. And that's exactly what I've been saying throughout this reading, is that it's how you perceive things, what those words that you're telling yourself. Don't be trapped by those words. Don't be trapped by words, right? Don't be trapped by negative stories that you're telling yourself, okay? Free yourself from that. Only you have the power to free yourself from that. Let's grab a Mystic Forest Oracle card here for you for this reading. Let it be. If you need to solve a problem, ask yourself, what is the simplest way to proceed? When you call forth the simplest path, it appears, and vice versa. I think this came out in our other reading the other day. Sometimes it's the simplest path, right? It's why make things more difficult for yourself and getting in your head with this King of Swords, right? To not get it, like, the simplest path is to say, maybe your simplest path is to just walk away and let it be and move on and say, what can I learn from this? And, you know, the simplest path, sometimes it seems too simple. Sometimes we like to make things more difficult than what they need to be. Let's grab one more. It's coming. I love it. It's coming. Hope is on the horizon, and that's definitely with the star card there. In the face of challenges, remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. That's what you have to trust, is that the universe is always trying to help you. It's always trying to guide you. It's always trying to show you lessons. If something triggers you, ask yourself, why is this triggering me? You know, why is this bothering me? What is it that I have to work through? What is it that I have to realize? What is it that the stories, the words that I'm telling myself that is working against me in this situation? And what is it that I have to free myself from? Let's see, let's grab a Star Dragons here. And then I want to grab an Animal Oracle, and then all right, inspiration. Inspiration. Sometimes we have to look for those things that inspire us, right? To help us on our journey. So definitely Peter Crone for me is someone who has inspired me. to make hard decisions and to process things from a different point of view and to perceive and look at things from a different point of view. I've listened to some tarot readers. They've definitely inspired me. I've also listened to other people on YouTube that have inspired me. I can never remember things when I forget who else was it. I can see his face, but I can't remember what channel he has. But he has a whole bunch of different people on his channel. I hate when I can't remember. Lewis, Howes. He has a lot of people that are on there that have inspired me. And I've learned, just taking tidbits here and there. So when you feel that you're struggling, who are those people that you can listen to that can help to inspire you when you're struggling? And then we have healing, restoring hope. I love it. So that again goes back to this hope. We have hope here. We have hope here. And then we have the star card. And I feel like maybe you're feeling a lack of hope right now. You're like, I don't know. I just want to give up. But 3 times this is coming out for you, that there is hope, right? Don't give up. This is part of your healing process. This is part of your healing process. These are the things that you have to go through, even though they're tough and they're hard. And it's like, oh my gosh, can I get past this, right? Because you have the Tower, you have the Death card. There's a lot that you're letting go of. There, especially with this Moon card, you're like, I don't know, this is so different for me. But if it hasn't been working out for you, right, that it's time for you to let go. I'm looking at the Moon card again here, right? Then this is a direction that you're going in that you're not really sure about. But it's being strong in that and pushing through and saying, this isn't good enough for me. I'm ready for change, right? I'm ready for happy. I'm ready for this new life. I'm ready for that independence, right? Just like the kitty cat. I'm ready to set myself free from this that has been dragging me down. But that, again, is up to you. Only you can choose that. Only you make the choices and decisions about what it is that you want to do. All right, let's grab sometimes we fall back to old patterns, and that's okay because maybe you're not ready for that. But sometimes we're ready to break ourselves free, right, for this new life, this new beginning. Let's see. Perfect. Stag spirit, take the lead. I feel that for some of you, definitely, like this message is saying, Source is saying, take the lead, right? Take the lead. It's time for you to be in charge. It's time for you to, especially I'm kind of looking at this backpacker here that's by themselves, and this is something that only you can do for yourself. Like, it's time for you to take the lead and lead yourself into this beautiful energy that wants to come in for you with that 10 of Cups and this emotional fulfillment. I feel like, again, it's finding the happiness within yourself, not through some materialistic thing, not through some relationship. Definitely those can enhance ourselves, but it's really finding it within yourself, right? That's what this is about, is finding that fulfillment within yourself. All right, let's grab a crystal. Oh, that one just flipped over. Let's see. That one's turquoise, which I think we had that one the other day too. Definitely, like, even if the messages sound the same, it's because sometimes we have to keep hearing the same thing over and over and over again until it clicks and we take action. So I've definitely read comments on my page and then other pages about, it's almost kind of funny. It's like people saying, well, I keep hearing the same messages. Readers keep telling me the same thing and nothing's happening. It's like, well, that's why, is because sometimes we just have to keep, like when you go to school, you have to keep reading the same thing and you have to keep learning the same thing over and over so that when you take the test that you're able to pass the test, because it doesn't sink in, right? So maybe the reason why you keep seeing the same messages is because it hasn't sunk in yet, right? And sometimes the same messages will come out is because there's someone that needs to hear this message yet one more time, and that's okay. You can hear it 100 times. Some people can hear it once and it clicks and it makes sense and they move on, and sometimes some people have to hear it 10 times or 100 times or 1,000 times until it finally makes sense. I'm one of the people that had to hear it 1,000 times, right? Because the same messages kept coming out, and it's just like, because I wasn't believing, right? I wasn't understanding it. It wasn't clicking for me. And so finally it's clicking for me. And so that's okay if you keep hearing the same messages, because really pay attention to what it's saying, and is it sinking in or not? And that's why these messages keep popping up for you, because source is trying to tell you something. It's source is trying to get through to you until you can believe it. That's just my personal thought. All right. So we have this one that came out. Red jade. See, I knew this one was important. I'm also going to, this one is peace and tranquility and patience. So that goes with that. But I also felt like I knew, I could feel that there was a fiery stone that was going to come out. That's why I kept shuffling. And I felt it goes with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, I feel, is who you are becoming. Powerful, strong, independent, knows what she wants, knows what she doesn't want, right? Can have those challenges, but knows that she can power through. So we have warrior, individuality, and chi. Unleash your inner warrior, red jade, and I feel like that goes with the strength card. Red jade is a stone of power, able to release anger in constructive ways that solves problems. And I feel like that also goes with the strength card, is being able to release anger in constructive ways, right? Not taking out or lashing out at people. Like sometimes it just happens and that's okay, but saying, okay, what's the best way for me to release this anger and this tension? For some people, it's going to the gym, or it's going for a walk, or maybe it's even like I've done it before, just screaming in the car. Of course, I wait until I'm like not around anyone. But I've done that, and let me tell you, it feels absolutely amazing. Filled with qi, known as life force in Chinese culture, red jade enhances passion, vitality, and strength. Having those passion for those things in a positive way that gives you life, that gives you vitality, right? Instead of having that passion for that negativity and bringing in negative things. Take action and move decisively. Red jade enhances your courage, going back to the strength card, and the Queen of Wands. Enhances your courage, protecting and inspiring you as you move forward in your day-to-day life. Use red jade when you are looking to have exponential results, whether it's with your finances, business, or with your physical health. Good luck is bestowed onto you. I love it because I knew that there was a fiery energy coming out for you. And then we also have the turquoise, which is more of the calmer, right? I feel it is kind of this calming energy. So it's like you have the fire and then you have the calmness, but I feel like it's fiery, like the card with the reading was saying, is that like in a calm way, in a positive way. Tranquil and calm, turquoise reminds you that there are gifts in the everyday, and each moment in your life matters. Small things add up and become big things over time. Have patience for all your labors of love, including yourself, right? With the Ace of Cups and the peacefulness. Regarded as a bridge between heaven and earth, turquoise is a sacred stone in many Native American traditions and used as a source of healing and connection. Linked to the heavens within yourself, the parts that bring you joy and remind you of your own inner magic. You have inner magic within yourself. I totally believe that. You have power and you have magic. Bring that out. Bring your magic out, right? And find that peacefulness within yourself. Don't let these things get to you, even though it's hard, right? It's easier said than done. But if something gets to you and triggers you, look at why it triggers you. All right. Okay. I just want to thank you so much for listening. So, speaking of things that trigger you, if you're still hanging in there, I'm just going to say a little story that happened to me. Um, and because I really appreciate, so if you're still listening, put a little kitty cat down below to show me that you're still listening. If you would like, you don't have to. But so something that happened to me was that, as I don't know if you follow along, I'm a cashier at a grocery store. And so I was chit-chatting with the bagger, but I was still ringing someone's groceries. And this woman had said to me, had told me to be quiet and to start focusing on her order. And I don't usually talk when I'm doing people's groceries. I do focus. I was still scanning, and I just so happened to be having a conversation with the person who was bagging for me. And it's very rare for me to do that, but I felt comfortable enough to have a conversation. Like, I was really proud of myself for having a conversation. Not that I was ignoring the customer, I was still going, but we happened to be talking about something. So I was like proud of myself in that moment, because I was speaking up and I was having a voice. And then she like cut me down, and I just was like, and I was triggered big time. And so the bagger person, like, that person didn't care. Like, after this person left, and I was like, wow, like, I was like triggered in a big way. I was like, oh, like, I could feel myself going downhill. And that it didn't even bother that person. The person was like, well, I don't really care. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. Like, and I was like, wow. I was like, I knew there was a lesson for me. I could just feel the energy of like, there's a lesson here for you. And I was like, oh, I wish I could be more like you and not let these things bother me. And this person is like, well, the woman did say, please. He's like, I wanted to say something. Of course, we're not allowed to say anything, because of our job. And so I said, well, what would you say? And so the person told me what they would say. And so like, I started laughing, and I started to feel better about it. Like, I felt like this person helped me through this situation. And so yesterday, so that was Tuesday. So yesterday was Wednesday. So when I looked at my YouTube channel, I saw that there were symbols when I asked for, like, I just asked for the kitty cat. And I saw the symbols. Sorry, I get emotional. I saw the symbols that people left, and it hit me, and I'm like, I'm being heard. Like, people hear me, people listen to me. And when I was a child, like, I was not listened to. Like, I had two narcissistic parents that did not listen to me at all. Like, I was told to be quiet. I was, from the era of, you are to be seen and not heard. Your voice isn't important. And when I saw the symbols, like, that's why I love seeing them, even if there's just one. It's like someone is listening to me. And that's why I was triggered. So so, it brought me to tears that I saw the symbols that I had asked for. And I was like, I literally said out loud, I'm being heard. People are listening to me. What I have to say is important. And that's when I realized is that woman was a lesson. And that woman was a lesson that brought me back to my childhood, where I was told I wasn't important, right? Again, with the words that you are telling yourself that you were told when you were younger, and that what I had to say was not important. And I always tried to be quiet. Like, I tried to hide my whole childhood. It was just like, just be quiet. Don't be heard, just try and hide, because then, you won't get in trouble. But there's always been part of me that's been trying to push to be out in the public. Like, definitely being a hairdresser, you're out in the public, you're dealing with the public. Being a cashier, you're, out in front of everybody. Like, there's been part of me that's been pushing, but then there's been part of me that's been telling myself that you're not important and to be quiet. But that woman triggered me, but it made me realize. And then when I saw the symbols, that triggered me also. But then I realized that what I have to say is important, and that she was a lesson for me to realize that even though you may have times where people will say things or do things, that doesn't, like, I'm still important. My voice is still important, because I was so proud of myself for having the conversation with the person, because I generally, with the bagger, because I usually don't, but that I was able to speak up. And then I was cut down by this woman, and I was just like, that's to show that people are going to do that, but it doesn't really matter, right? That what I have to say is still important, because there are other people that are leaving the symbols that are listening to me, that are showing me that my voice does matter. And to not, it was a lesson for me to not let that get to me. And so I just wanted to say that story, because, maybe that will help one person to understand that when you have these triggers, it's like, what is it that you need to look at, that you need to learn from yourself? Because I knew there was a lesson in there with this. It wasn't the woman, it was the lesson that she was teaching me, that the universe, source, had brought this lesson to me for me to learn. And that when I get triggered, I try and ask myself, why was I triggered? What does this bring me back to? What is it that what are the words that I'm telling myself that I am not worthy, that I need to be triggered in a negative way? Because if it didn't trigger me, then I would have just been like, well, whatever, she must be having a bad day, right? That she's got her own issues that she's dealing with, and she's trying to project that onto me. But it was just so weird, because I hardly ever talk. And the one time that I talk, this woman comes through my line. But it was a lesson for me to learn. And that's how again, perspective and how I'm looking at it. But that your symbols that you're leaving for me, that helped me to realize that, like, I literally said out loud and I started crying, because I was like, I have a voice, I'm being heard, and my voice matters. And that's one of the things, like, again, I pushed myself to do this YouTube, to be in front of, right? Like, I don't know, because I've been doing it for so long. I think I have, like, in total, like, maybe like 1 million views or something, like possibly like 1 million people. Talk about being in front of people, right? And pushing yourself, right? And I was just always been so afraid of it, and feeling like, well, the way that I read cards isn't the way so-and-so read cards, and my way isn't that good, and no one's going to, like, it's the words that I'm telling myself because of what I was told as a child. So it's just like, yeah, like, no, mine does matter. So this has been something that I've been working on and pushing myself through, and what I've been struggling with. And so just by doing something as simple as leaving a little symbol just helped me so much. So I really appreciate that. And it's about those learning lessons, right? Taking the lead and seeing what triggers you, and analyzing it and working through and finding that peacefulness. And I felt so much peace, and I was so proud of myself, like, the whole day. And even today, I'm just like, I'm so proud of myself for figuring that out, right? Releasing and letting, right? Breaking that down and letting that go. It's one more thing that I'm using to empower myself. So what is yours, right? So that may give you a better perspective on this situation that you're going through, on how you can pursue this, and what are those signs that are telling you, right, that you are important, you are heard, you are special, right? Don't ignore those signs. Don't just focus on the negative things, because that's what I would do, is focus on the negative. And then it would be that, oh, see, I told you your voice wasn't important. I told you that you should just be quiet. Like, no, that's what I used to tell myself. And now it's like, okay, what's the lesson I can learn from this situation? I hope that made sense. I hope that helped someone, even if it's just part of it. So I wanted to save that story for the end. So if you're still hanging in there, and if you wanted to listen to that, so that those that just wanted the message, they could hear that. But those that wanted a little bit more, I like hearing references to other people's story, because it helps me to understand and to make me feel like I'm not alone in the struggles that I have. And I like hearing what other people have gone through or have dealt with. So that's why I saved it to the end. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, so much more than you even realize, obviously, with me breaking down with the little symbols, but it has helped me on my journey. I hope this has helped you on your journey. I hope that you have an amazing day. As always, stay positive, stay safe, and I wish you the best on your journey.